So we're talking about critical thinking for managers, and this is a very, very important skill that if you're going to be effective in management, you need critical thinking skills. But a lot of people are weak when it comes to critical thinking because we don't want to process what we know. Let's say, for example, one time, was it last week, I was talking to someone and I said that the gossip sites would not trend if everyone thinks critically. Because remember in those days when somebody just came online and said, if you take the COVID vaccine turns your hand to magnetic or something, and when you go, you can control, what do you call it? You can use it as a remote control. And everybody was carrying it. It was trending on YouTube.
Wow.
So we are very weak critical thinkers. Somebody can just wake up one day and say something and started trending. And you're wondering, why are you taking this? Why are you carrying this?
Like that.
Was it a few weeks ago, a friend just placed something on the status. It's not even my friend again, so because that's our update was crazy.
That disqualified you.
The guy placed something on his updates and the guy just said, "See them again, oh." But then I called the guy because the issue that guy posted on, I know it was a rumor, but I know so much about the details of that company. And he said, "See what they are saying again." I said, and I started explaining to the guy the things that happen. I said, why is everybody saying that? Why are you saying that? Not everybody, you saying that. You have MSc. So why are you saying that? I said, sorry, I'll pull it down. But can you now see that the guy is weak in thinking, just want to push it out there without paying attention. So most people also usually feel critical thinking about criticizing people. People that guy will criticize you. That's not critical thinking. Critical thinking can also be, framed as criteria-based thinking, like fact-based thinking. That means what you are saying, is there any fact behind this? If there's no fact, just like you're saying that I'll make it. What's the fact behind it? You say, don't worry. I don't know how. I don't know when. What are you talking about? What's the fact? You don't have a skill? That means you're a thief. You're going to be an armed robber because you don't have a skill. Nobody needs you. But you still have this belief. And one of my most favorite quotes is by that, what do you call it? Stockdale paradox. I said, let's maintain unwavering faith that things will be good, but let's still confront the brutal fact that I lack the skill to make millions. So what do I do? And that's the challenge of most entrepreneurs also. We will say doing things the same way and expecting a different results in insanity. So you've been running business in a way and you've not been getting results. And you just believe that if you increase that way, you'll get results. How? So we're very weak in critical thinking. And that's why things go bad. That's why things go wrong. That's why people don't even live their life well, because there's some decisions you won't make if you think critically. But we're very weak critical thinkers. And how do we heal in these areas? What do you have to say about this?
Okay, so I feel like if critical thinking is your first approach to life, it helps you to, stand out, basically. Just like what you said, the friend that you said posted something, and then when you now had to explain, it was like, oh, why didn't I see it like that? That was not your first approach to life. So if critical thinking is your first approach to life, it will save you from a lot of backward, having to go back to, correct mistakes and all of that.
It's just like somebody, you posted something and 10 people said negative things about you online. Then you started responding. But as a critical thinker, the first thing you say, who are these people? Then I'll click your profile. I'll see that you're not the kind of person. They don't watch your time. So normally, it's just like a madman on the road. It's just like internet has so many madmen that normally, if there was no internet, they'll have been on the road shouting. So that person came online to shout the same way. Hey. Then you started responding. Why? Because we don't think critically. It's just like when somebody calls you bastard. Then you responded. Why?
Because I've come to the level of the person, because I am not thinking.
That alone. Not that alone. is it true that you're a bastard? Bastard means you don't know your parents. Now, then the next question we ask yourself, which is criteria based and fact based, is that I know my parent now. Or are you doubting your parents? Maybe that's the reason why you got angry. But if someone called you a bastard and you started responding and fight, it's because you are doubting. You're doubting your parents. You're doubting your DNA. Because if, say, I'll prove to you, no, there's no need to prove. But most times we respond because we don't think critically that this does not even need my response. This does not need my attention. So so we stress ourselves.
And I also think that critical thinking is one should I say characteristic that someone needs to excel in life, because if you don't think critically, that means your mind is lazy. And when your mind is lazy, you really cannot yield good fruits, to achieving in life.
So how do we improve in this area? Because people need to improve. And I don't want to talk about managers and managing. That's why people that come from managers and manage learn. Sometimes some people tell you that, man, this is the first time I'm seeing things this way. This is the first time I'm thinking this way. So you're wondering, how can we get better? It's like you're trying to just make sure there's a root cause for everything. You're analyzing everything. One of the models you can use to improve your critical thinking is like to always ask why. Why? We have the 5 whys. The 5 whys, just a model, BAs use it, project managers, different people use it. But the 5 whys is this. You can use it this way. I remember one guy came to our office one time and I asked the guy, why were you late? The guy said, there was traffic. I said, why did you go to the traffic? He said, because of where I'm staying. I said, why are you staying there? Why are you staying there?
Okay.
He said, because that's what I can afford. I said, so why is that the only thing you can afford? He said, because that's what the company is paying me. So why are they paying you that? They say, I don't know.
It boils down to the value.
The value you bring into the marketplace. So that person it helps you look at why of everything. Customers are leaving. Why are they leaving? Oh, they said our response time is low. Why is our response time low? Oh, because we don't have enough hands. So why don't we have enough hands? Oh, we're not making enough profit. So why are we not making enough profit? Or our products not why? So it's a why. So you can easily dig deep and find out what's the problem.
So it helps you think beyond just the surface level.
Yes. And you can also use what we call the red team approach. That one talks about, this is the easiest way to explain this red team approach. You can just say, what if all the products you sell today, nobody wants to get, what will you do? That's a red team approach. It's a red guy saying, what if this happened? What if your key staff that have been with you for 20 years resign and pack 50% of your business? What will you do? That is the time you start thinking about the way you think. They start seeing that, why have I not thought about these things? That's how to think. That's how to prepare. What if AI comes and you don't have a job anymore? Say, no, what if it happens? How will you respond? What will you do? That's how critical thinkers. So when they make decisions, they're confident, they're less stressed because they're in control. I don't want to call it scenario-based analysis, whereby you've got different scenarios. This happens, what I'm going to do. This happens, what I'm going to do. So you're ready, and that's what we say. You're going through fact-based thinking, not just assuming that things will work. Another model, I guess, is this Bloom's taxonomy when it comes to thinking. Because as managers, we need to improve in the way we think.
Yes, sir.
And there are different levels. What the first level is...
so the first level, recall.
The recall.
Yeah, that's remember. That's knowing what they asked you to do, and you remember and you do what they asked you to do. So
typically, you say that this company, anytime we're going to meet our vendors, we must have 3 documents attached. So one of your team members want to go and meet the vendor, and they remember, where's your 3 documents? Oh, we should add it. Oh, that is recall. You understand? But some team members, we forget.
So the person is not even thinking.
No, that one is not meant to be your company. But we need to take the 3 documents. That's the first level, according to Bloom's taxonomy.
Yes.
Then the second level is
understanding.
Understanding. Now, that means
you understand the why.
The why. the reason why we are adding 3 documents, because someone that doesn't understand will say, they said I should add 3 documents. Say, what? I don't know. Let us just add it. But people will know, oh, the reason why we're adding these documents is because we're going to reduce fraud. This should be there. And that's why they're adding it. So, the third level of thinking.
So the third level is application. Yes.
And so in this kind of scenario, how do we say the leader or the manager can apply? It means that staff of yours, if it's at level 3 thinking, it will take these 3 documents and attach it, and that's application. You're doing what you're meant to do. So some people stay at level 2, understanding, but they don't do what they understand. So you understand that we'll lose money? Yes. So why did you do it? I say, I don't know. That means they know that they have to do it. So the third level is application. And the fourth level is analyzing. What does that mean?
Okay, that way you're able to analyze and compare.
So you're able to break it down. You're able to break down and say, okay, why is document A, what's it going to do?
Why is it important?
If it's not there, what's going to be we got cause and effect? What's going to be the effects of that document A not being there? Document B, why should it be there? So you now can break it down and know that, it's not that we're just packing 3 documents. This document serves this purpose. This document serves this purpose. This document serves this purpose. So when you're making a decision and you are at analysis level, it means you know why you do what you do. You know what, if you don't do A, that's what it is. If you don't, it's just like you're not doing critical thinking when you forgot to say, I love it to your wife. You know, if you have a wife that say, I love you, and you're not saying it, and there's not trouble. You're not saying why. You're not thinking. There's some things that when you can analyze, you now know that if I don't take this vitamin C, this is what will happen to me. If I don't take this drug, this is what's going to happen to me. If I don't take vitamin E, this is what's going to happen to me. So you're not just taking those drugs. You know, the day you don't take it, you know that, wow, this is what I'm expecting. And that's what we call analysis level.
And I also think at that point, you would not need to be micromanaged because you understand and you know what you're supposed to do.
Beautiful.
Yes.
You know the pain that's coming. Now, with that in mind, then you move to the fifth level of thinking. Evaluation. Then, because you now know, you're now trying to say, okay, comparing all the information you now have, you can now use it to make decisions in life. So it means that if you want to choose between buying 3 properties, now, when you're someone at the level of evaluation, it means that beyond somebody saying this house is 150 million, this one is 350 million, this one is 200 million, you start thinking beyond the price to start thinking like, is it close to my children's school? Okay, so even when it's cheap, but what's the cost of these? I travel every time, but is it close to the airport?
Is it close to my work?
You start thinking of the things beyond the property. Oh, can it give me opportunities? So, because some houses you buy that will take opportunities away from you. It's just like you're staying in Ikoyi and you could not afford to stay in Ikoyi. The next thing you want to go and buy is to go and buy a house at Ayobo. Now, at the end of the day, you should also know that house is not really cheap. You are paying for. You're paying with your life. Lost opportunities. Because when somebody calls you from home, say, hello, let's meet now. There's a deal. Say, I'm at home already. There's a place you you stay. I call it I am at home already. It means that I can't come out again. Whenever I enter here, everything is over for me. So you start thinking. So when you look at it critically, you can evaluate and make decisions beyond the face value. That's evaluation. Then with that, you move to the highest level.
That's creative.
That's creation. We call it higher order thinking, whereby you've gone beyond that level and you are the one that can see gaps in things. So let's say, for example, in organization, people that are at that level, when you tell them this, you tell your staff, this is what you should do. They go beyond doing it and I say, sir, can you see a gap in this? That we're trying to reduce fraud. But this process that you even said we should follow, we're still exposed to fraud. So Can we improve the processes and add 2, 3 on it? Those are the people that are at that level. So imagine you have team members.
I think at that point they've gotten to the ownership mindset.
Honestly, that's the talent you're looking for.
Very true.
And that's why it's very essential. If you've not attended the Manage conference, you see, you're still doing the same thing the same way. Some people just believe if you do like this, you think better. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to know about thinking. And I can't wait to have you in the next Managers Manage and come and learn more about how to think differently about how you think.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
How can we balance critical thinking and, should I say, when people say you overthink too much? When you're always wanting to question everything, why is this like this? Why is this like that? People are looking at you like, why is your own too much? Something like that.
Critical thinking is not what we call analysis paralysis. That's not what we call it. Critical thinking is what will make you do what you should do. Because you'll be able to identify the weight of inaction. And you see that, wow, if I don't do this now, missed opportunity. So critical thinking is what will make you do what you have to do when you have to do it. But people that procrastinate a lot, you've not looked at the cost of non-conformance. The cost of not doing it is not clear. It's because you're not thinking critically. Because now when you look at the cost of not doing it, you want to jump at that thing. So critical thinkers take action. Critical thinkers look at the pros and cons and take action because they can see that the pros or the cons is more than the pro, or the pro is more than the con. There's so many analysis of benefit cost analysis. Start looking at the benefit is more than the cost. So the cost is painful, but the benefit is more than the cost. So critical thinking will make you take action. Those people that don't take action, just like when you're telling someone to take a course to upskill, think about it. How will you be encouraging a working professional today that you should upskill? It doesn't make sense. How can you be working out on your job more than yourself? It doesn't make sense. And everybody is telling you that 80% of the job today will disappear, and you are thinking you are the one that will be appear. I don't know the problem about that. So those people don't think critically. So when the future comes, they get shocked. They say, how did I get myself here? And that's what's happening. This is the time that everybody should know there's fire on the mountain. Run.
Yes.
Everybody should be trying to upskill now and start their world all over again, because the things you've mastered will soon expire.
Has started expiring.
So think about it.
Yes,
so
sir.
There's a challenge that people need to quickly sit and think differently about those things now. And a lot of people are not prepared. We talk about the future that we're not prepared for. We say the future is not the same. The future is about what are you doing about the future? And that's what's most important. It's not about you talking about the future. It's about you doing something and praying about the future.
Yes.
And that's critical thinking. So critical thinkers will do something about the future. People that don't think critically will just feel the future will not come. Don't worry. And they will catch up with them. Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. Thank you for having this discussion.
Thank you, sir.
I guess we'll have some talks like this in the future again.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Seed Academy, your growth partner.